Hey guys, in this video I'm going to tell you everything that we are using for 4th grade. So I just got finished doing the pre-K curriculum video that I'm using for my 4-year-old and the 1st grade curriculum video, and now this one is for my 4th grader. My daughter is in 4th grade. She is 10. First thing that, if you saw the other videos, the first thing we do is calendar, and I have my 4th grader do it even though she's in 4th grade, but you know, why not? The others are doing it. So she has a little notebook and she writes in the date and everything. It's called Morning Group because this is also the notebook that we use for vocabulary and our Bible journaling. So she has a little calendar. They all do, that they glue on. Let me find one. Hers, this is October, so it was like Halloween. And they write in all the dates, and we talk about months of the year, days of the week, and stuff like that. So that's what she does. Then she will also write in her vocabulary word of the day, and then she makes a picture that has to do with that word. So for vocabulary, I'm using this book, and we do this as a group subject, and it's just vocabulary cartoons. I found this at Barnes & Noble, I believe. And it just has cute little cartoons with each word, and then it has sentences, and it says like what the word sounds like. Like swelter sounds like sweater, and then it shows a lady that's sweltering outside at the beach wearing a sweater. So it's cute little stuff like that. So we do vocabulary real quick in the morning, then we do Bible. And for Bible, I am using, again, this is for all my students, so I'm not going into super depth in these family subjects. I call them family subjects. That is our Bible, our history, our science, our geography, our read aloud, and then vocab. We do all together. So I'm using this book right now. We used Leading Little Ones to God at the beginning of the year, and now we're using Bible Basics, and it's kind of going through and giving us specific verses to read. And then it's talking about like memorizing the Bible, and it gives you some information about the Bible, and then it gives you full on like verses and things to read. So that's what we're doing for Bible. And then the next thing that we usually do is history. So for history, we are using the same thing that I had in my 1st graders video, which is Sunlight. We are using level C this year. This is Intro to World History, year 2 of 2. Last year was B, and this year we're doing C. And so it's just a continuation of world history. It has quite a few. This is the instructor's guide for it. I will do a separate video on just the Sunlight level C. If you're interested in that, that will be coming up soon. But it has quite a few books in it that come with it, and we read through whichever ones are in the schedule for that day. And then it also has a timeline book, and then we go through a lot of map points up here on the map each day. So I am having a lot of fun with that. My 4th grader, she loves history like me. I think it's probably both of our favorite subjects of the day, so she's really into it, and she is loving that. Now next year, we're not using Sunlight. We're going to do American history, and I'm thinking we are probably going to use Knotgrass's Our Star Spangled Story. So that will be next year. But for this year, we're still doing Sunlight, and we are still loving it. And then after history comes science. For science, our whole family is doing Apologia, Flying Creatures of the 5th Day. And I showed you the junior notebooking journal for my 1st grade curriculum. But for my 4th grader, she uses the regular notebooking journal. And same thing that I said in the other video, I don't use this a lot. If I was going to do Apologia again, I would not buy this because, you know, we use some of the activities in it where she'll write in like facts and draw pictures and things, but for the most part, it's just not really necessary, and it's been more kind of like a busy work type thing. So we do it from time to time, but not always. The one thing that I do love, and I don't have it here now because I have it kind of like in a separate space, but I'll do a video on this particular curriculum, and I will show you guys the kit that I bought from christianbook.com that is the experiment kit. So it has all the materials that you need to do the experiments in this book. And I love that. That was definitely worth buying, because for me, if I didn't have that stuff already ready to go, I probably wouldn't have done as many of the experiments. But with that kit, we did almost all of them. Not all of them. There was a few that I just looked at and I said, yeah, we're not doing that. But most of them we did and really enjoyed. So I've loved this curriculum. We've had a ton of fun with it. We have learned so much about insects and birds. It is crazy. And the insect one we're finishing up now, and it's great because it's spring. And so pretty soon we're going to be buying some like butterflies or caterpillars to turn into butterflies and stuff like that. So it's been really fun. Next year we will use something different because I don't want to do a full year of one subject again. But this year I loved it, and I will probably do Apologia again. We just need a little break next year. So Apologia has been great. We do that for science. Okay, then we have our read alouds, which came with this Sunlight. This comes with history, Bible, and literature. So our literature, our read alouds came with this. And a lot of them do coincide with the history. Like we read about Robin Hood when we were talking about sort of that time period. We've read about Sir Lancelot the Great, some different read alouds that coincide with history. And some of the read alouds do not. So that's what we do for read aloud. We're using the level C Sunlight read alouds. I have them on the shelf over there, but they're good. They're really good. One of the great things about Sunlight is the amazing books that come with them. So if you want to do read alouds, but you're not sure which ones to pick, you know, you can always go check out Sunlight and maybe buy theirs, or even just look at some of the ones they have listed. Check those out from the library. They're amazing books. I'm sorry, this is my third curriculum video in a row and my throat is getting sore. Okay, so next thing that she does is she has her reading time, so her independent reading. Now, I used Sunlight again for this. I bought her the 4th grade language arts, and I got the readers that come with that. I do not use the language arts from Sunlight. I thought that I might, but I don't. I don't. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I already had other language arts stuff, and I just don't use it. But the main reason that I bought it was for the books, and the little language arts like instructor's guide just comes with it. So I got it, and I don't use it. But here are most, I think, of the books. Some of them may be up in her room, but here are most of the books. This is the one she's reading right now. And it does have a reader's guide that comes with it. It tells you like an order to read them in. It gives you questions, things like that. But I just put the books in here for her, and I just let her pick out what she wants to read when she feels like reading it. So she doesn't have to do it in any particular order, and I do not use the instructor's guide for this from Sunlight. I just put the books in here, and she picks the ones that she wants to read whenever she wants to read them. And she has, I set a timer, and she has to read for 30 minutes a day. Now, most of the time, I try to encourage her to read more outside of school if she has time. And so there are some days where she'll, like, you know, sit in her bed and read, but she has to do the 30 minutes a day of reading to herself. And she does read it to herself in 4th grade. She doesn't read it to me. So that's what we do for that. If you had seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I love this program called Logic of English Foundations, and that's what I have used to teach all of my children to read. That's what I've used for phonics instruction from when they're in pre-K, kindergarten, up till about 3rd grade. So, or I guess through 2nd grade, and then I start something new in 3rd grade. But I found this, which is in Logic of English, it goes Foundations, and they have level A through D. And then for older kids, they have Essentials. Now, I didn't do the Essentials curriculum, but I did find this Essentials reader. And it comes with this book that just has a lot of different stories and reading, you know, excerpts that they can read. And then it comes with a teacher's guide and a student activity book. So I bought this for her, and she does this every Friday. So instead of reading during her 30-minute reading time, instead of reading one of her readers, on Friday, she reads one of these, and she does the activity in the activity book. So that comes from that program. And the only reason I'm using this year is just because it has been about a year since she's done that curriculum. And I've noticed that some of the things she's learned in it, she might be forgetting a little bit here and there. So this just kind of helps reinforce some of that. Now, the other thing that helps reinforce it is her spelling curriculum. We have struggled with spelling. For one thing, she's not a natural good speller. She's really great at reading, but spelling is hard for her. It's also kind of like that's kind of in our family, like her dad and I both. So spelling, we've been through quite a few spelling curriculums, and I finally found this, I think last year, all about spelling. We started her on level 1 because it said, look, even if whatever grade she's in, it doesn't matter, just start on level 1. And I'm glad we did, especially with her with struggling with spelling. So we're using All About Spelling. She is on level 3. We only do spelling 2 to 3 times a week. And here's our letter tiles back here on this board that go with this program. And this, I'm not going to say like, oh, I love it, it's the best thing ever. It is the best spelling curriculum that I've found. So I will say that. I like it a lot. I still feel like there's a lot of things that with spelling, it's hard for me to teach sometimes because there are certain things that just, you know, it's like, kid, you just have to memorize this stuff. I don't know, there's no exact way to tell you when you're supposed to use that letter versus this letter, or, you know, when there's a lot of things that have the N sound in a word, but you use E-N instead of I-N, and that's kind of where she's struggling a lot. One of the issues she's having right now, and there's no rule about that. You just have to figure it out. So there's certain things like that with spelling that are just frustrating to me to teach, and it's because it's frustrating to her. But this is the best spelling curriculum that we've found. So she is doing this. She is on level 3, and she's doing well with it. And we're definitely, you know, her spelling is definitely improving, which is all that I want it to do at this point. So what's next? Okay, also for, since I'm kind of in the language arts realm right now, we'll continue with what else I use. For grammar, we use first language lessons, and I love first language lessons. I don't have it right here in front of me for some reason. I forgot it and left it over there. But okay, first language lessons for the well-trained mind. Nope, I don't have it. So that one's pretty cool. It has a parent guide, and then it has the teacher guide. It has the parent guide, and then it has the student workbook with it. And it's very simple. We take about 10 minutes a day to do those lessons. We do grammar 4 times a week, and really simple, and it really works. I wouldn't say it's curriculum that she loves, but it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, and it gets the job done. And then you're done with grammar. So I don't really think grammar is that exciting. So, you know, that curriculum works very well, I think. I love it. Let's see, the next thing that she does is writing. So for writing, I try to give them a couple of choices, but she has, trying to find her little journal. Like half of her stuff is not over here. Okay, I brought over her little crate that has all of her things in it, but a few of her things apparently are not where they're supposed to be. So she has this book. This is her writing curriculum, I guess. It's just a really fun workbook that she goes through. It's creativity and craft in writing, and it teaches concepts about like organizing your details, and then it teaches how to plan out your story by asking like who, what, where, when, why, and it'll teach a topic. Then it usually has an example where she has to like underline some detail words or something like that, and then it'll have something for her to try it on her own. So this book is what she uses for creative writing, and then she also has a journal that she uses about once a week. We do a journal entry. Let's see. Grammar and spelling, and then handwriting. She is working on cursive, so I just got a simple cursive workbook, and I believe I got this at, I can't remember, I think I got this at Five Below, or maybe it was at Barnes and Nobles. I got a couple of workbooks there, and this was, we're towards the end of our school year now, so some of these I bought a while ago, but she's just doing simple cursive for handwriting. And let's see, then she's also doing typing on typing.com, And I think that's it for her language arts. I'm trying to make sure I got all her language arts stuff. Oh, one more thing we do for language arts. I did forget one thing is I just got this recently, but from the All About Spelling website, when I ordered a new book for the next level for her, I saw this, and this is All About Homophones, and so we're adding this in. It says it's grades 1 through 8, and you know, it kind of goes through, like the first few words say they're for first grade level, and then it's second grade level. Like it'll say grade 2, and then it has some words for grade 2. So we just started this in 4th grade, so I just had her do all of them, starting up to first grade and going all the way through, and we'll just continue going through them. So as you can see in this is grade 8, and it has words like capital and assistance, and just the different spellings of the homophones and stuff. And then usually it'll have the sentences, and you have to put in the correct word in each sentence, and then it'll have some fun facts or a silly sentence. So it's just like one page on each group of homophones. So we're doing that also for language arts. So that's it for language arts for her. And then the other thing she has, of course, is math. So for math, she is using Horizons this year. So she started out using Right Start Math, which I highly recommend, especially for the younger elementary grades or anyone who is struggling in math. Right Start Math is a very good program. It's a very good foundational program. My daughter is very strong in her math. She can do most everything just quickly on her own, and she just gets it. And I think that is from Right Start Math, because my son is the same way, and I use Right Start Math with him, and I just love that program. But it's very teacher intensive, like I've said in my other videos, so I switched when she was in 3rd grade. I wanted something she could do a little bit more independently, and we did teaching textbooks online, which is very independent. However, I found that sometimes when she would have problems with stuff, I would have to kind of go back through and figure out what math she was doing and stuff like that. And I wasn't as up to date with what she was doing. And she didn't like me being completely hands off on her math either. So this year we moved to Horizons, which to me is kind of like in the middle. Like Right Start is just all sitting down and working with your kid the whole time. And then teaching textbooks was your kid doing everything independently. And Horizons is somewhere in the middle for us. So this has been a really good fit, and she will be doing this again next year. So she did grade 4. It has 2 student workbooks, and then it comes with 1 teacher's manual. And the pages are just very colorful, and, you know, they're interesting, and they're fun, and it teaches everything, and it's a solid math program. It has some hands-on stuff that you do, and then it has, each day they have, she has 3 pages per lesson in the workbook each day, and then there's also some worksheets that you can do if they need additional help. So a lot of the hands-on stuff, honestly, for 4th grade, we have not done. Sometimes when there's a new topic that's just completely new, like when they first introduced division, we did do some of the hands-on stuff just to get that really solid. But once you're past kind of learning the new topic, then she basically just does the 3 workbook pages. I don't do a lot of the worksheets either because I don't feel like she needs the extra work, but I like having them in case she does need extra help. So I like Horizons a lot. It's also not very expensive once you buy the manipulative kit, because then you can use that for other students. Like I'm using Horizons with 2 of them this year, and then I'm also going to use it with 2 of them next year. And so all I have to buy is the teacher manual and the workbooks now, from now on. So that's nice. And I think that's like around $80 for the teacher. I think, don't quote me on that, but it's not very expensive. So I like that math program. Works really well. I still recommend Right Start for kindergarten, 1st grade, maybe even 2nd grade, especially if you have the time. I would probably use it with my kids up to 2nd or even 3rd grade if I had more one-on-one time. And then that's it for her curriculum. So we've covered everything. We've covered Bible, history, science, read aloud, math, her individual reading, and all of her language arts stuff. So that is what she does. Now next year we'll be adding in Spanish, and I don't know what we're going to use yet. So if anybody has like a really great Spanish curriculum, and I would love for it to be something online that she can do without my help, because I can't really add in another subject that she needs my help with at this point. But if you guys have used something online, I don't mind paying for it, especially if it's great. Let me know, because that's something we're going to add in next year. But other than that, she'll be doing most of the same stuff next year, just the next level up. We are doing something different for history, like I said, but that is our curriculum for 4th grade and what we used. And thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!